Hi there. Today about the nature of mind. Like, what is mind? Is the nature of mind physical? Is it part of the body? And also a daily mind routine that you can start practicing straight away to access the mind as directly as possible, as quickly as possible. I've had a quick look from my channel yesterday and I realized that the vast majority of the videos, and there are well over 200, is about the mind. Why is that? Because the understanding of the mind is just absolutely vital to this whole existence. Only when we understand the mind through experience, beyond mental concepts, when we grasp totally what the mind is, everything falls into place and we understand why and how everything is the way it is, and completely at peace, completely the way it's supposed to be. So the nature of mind is just pivotal, absolutely unmissable. You cannot go beyond it and understand what is, what exists, what this whole so-called human existence is made of, and how it functions. I started this channel around 3 years ago, and when I started it, I was way on the other side of any spiritual path, still grappling with the surface thoughts, all sorts of notions as thoughts, emotions, feelings, this, that, past, present, future, completely entangled in all that. And you can, I've left all those videos still on the channel. You can see my understanding of what is when I started it 3 years ago. And then also, you can notice how this understanding is changing over time. How the first third of the videos are sort of still being completely entangled on the surface of the mind. The second third is sort of already going a little bit deeper, and the last third is already entering the path, the spiritual path to enlightenment. A progression from the complete surface towards the depths of the mind, inside the mind. And that is the direction for you to go. Because the activity of the mind, the surface activity of the mind, we understand as thoughts, as mental concepts. And we experience these mental concepts as our physical reality, as the body, as the human environment, the whole human universe. And as long as we understand the mind, and the nature of the mind is physical, as part of the body, or even as some sort of a product of the physical activity of the body, we're completely missing the point. It is just the opposite. The body and the physical environment and the human universe, everything we experience is only the product of the mind, the experience of the mind. All this resides inside the mind and comes out of the mind. That's why we need to start understanding and grasping, even beyond mental concepts, the mind itself. And from my personal experience, I've come up with a sort of a daily mind routine, I call it, that you can start practicing straight away on a daily basis to start experiencing the mind directly as much as possible and as quickly as possible. What you do is you lie on the ground, you spread your arms and legs as much as comfortable, and close your eyes. And then you focus on the breathing. deep breathing, or whichever breathing is comfortable, is natural, in breath, out breath. Just focus on the breathing, follow the breathing, nothing else, just the breathing, in breath, out breath, patiently, persistently. And with time, the mind will dissociate from the body. The mind will feel everything, will be everything. There will be no body. There will be no human environment, no human universe. There will be just the mind. The mind will absorb everything. You will just experience this mind without anything else, completely detached, because mind is not attached to anything. Everything is absorbed inside the mind. But mind itself is completely unattached. And once you start doing this mind routine daily, on a daily basis, maybe even more than once a day, because it will start pulling you in, you will start moving deeper and deeper into the mind. You will stabilize yourself inside the mind. And the more insights and the more knowing will follow. With patience, with persistence, with the daily routine, day after day. Because you see, what we experience as thoughts or as mental concepts is a surface activity of the mind. As I always say, it's fluctuating, it's changing all the time, it's unstable, it's uncertain, it's untrue, and so on and so on. Wave-like. It has all these different shapes and forms and colors and tastes and smells and sounds and whatnot. Anything can be formed by the mind. Anything can be experienced as a form of the mind. There are no limits. But the core of the mind itself, the deeper into the mind itself you go, you experience the true mind, the pure mind, that has absolutely no characteristics. That's why it's not possible to grasp with thoughts or mental concepts, because it has no shape, it has no form, no color, smell, taste, and so on and so on. None of that. It is beyond description, beyond definition, beyond thoughts or mental concepts. That's why you need to experience it directly, to really understand it, to really grasp the meaning of the mind, and by that, the meaning of existence. And only then, everything will fall into place, and everything will make complete sense exactly as is. And you will enter a complete peace, a complete equilibrium. And the mind you experience will be either limitless, absorbing everything, or a single point that's got everything in it. Either way, beyond mental concepts, you see, beyond thoughts. Only direct experience is what really, really counts. But you have to understand it first to get on the right path, to start moving in the right direction, to get to that direct experience. Without this right understanding and then being open to do this daily routine or practice this right understanding on a daily basis, this is what takes you forward. This is what takes you from the surface of the mind, from experiencing this so-called physical reality that is just an experience, to experiencing the mind directly and the peace and equilibrium that it brings, and a complete understanding of everything that is. And you see, my last 3 years are proof that anyone, and I'm saying absolutely anyone, can start experiencing the mind directly, can start moving from the surface of the mind deeper and deeper into the mind, with time, with patience, with persistence. It all depends also on the level of spiritual development reached, not just in this life, but in previous lifetimes. People, because you see, the spiritual development, or the level of spiritual development sort of accumulates, not just over one lifetime, but many lifetimes. And the people who have reached a high level of spiritual development in previous lifetime, we'll start developing it or falling back onto the path much quicker than people who are much less developed or have much less inclination of even going in that direction. But this difference is a sort of slight that just mean that the time it will take you to reach the deep levels of the mind is just different, depending on each individual. That's why I'm sort of making so many different videos about the mind, because we're all starting at a different entrance point. We all have a different level of spiritual development behind us. So it's, we all need a different approach or a different way of explaining the mind that sort of sinks, that sort of has a meaning to us, that sort of spurs us into the right direction. So anyway, enough of harping on about the mind. I will for sure harp on about it in some other video, but for today, should be enough. Take care. Bye-bye.